Hi, today I'm going to teach you how to find the absolute value of a number, and I'm going to show you the meaning of an absolute value, and I'm also going to show you a strategy or a shortcut for finding the answer to this type of problem. Let's say we had a problem that said, what is the absolute value of 3? Let's start with the meaning of absolute value. The absolute value of a number is the distance between the number and 0. Which means that the absolute value of 3 is the distance between 3 and 0 on a number line. And let's look at this on a number line down here. The middle of the number line is 0, and on the right side of the number line we have positive numbers that go up, like 1, 2, 3, 4. On the left side of the number line we have negative numbers that go down, -1. Well, I mean, we have negative numbers, and they actually start going up. Like, I mean, the actual digit in the number goes up when you go to the left. So they go -1, -2, -3, and then -4. And let's make a point where 3 is on the number line. And let's make a point at 0. Now we can find the distance between 0 and 3 on the number line. And this distance is the absolute value of 3. In order to find out what the distance is, we need to look at each of these spaces between two tick marks. This space between 0 and 1 that I just highlighted in green, I hope you can see the green ink right here. This distance here between 0 and 1, between these two tick marks, is a distance of 1. And we need to see how many of these spaces we have between 0 and 3. We have one space right here. We have another space right here, and a third space right here. So the distance from between 0 and 3 on the number line is 3, which means the absolute value of 3 is just 3. And when people ask you to find the absolute value of a number, they usually put the number inside these bars, which is just asking you what is the absolute value of the number inside the bars. And we know that the absolute value of 3 is just 3. And what if the problem said, what is the absolute value of -3, which is the opposite of +3? Well, the absolute value of -3 is just the distance between -3 and 0. So let's make a point down here at -3. We already have a point at 0. And this distance right here between -3 and 0 is the absolute value of -3. To get the distance between -3 and 0, we need to find out how many of these spaces we have. Well, the space between these two tick marks, between -3 and -2, is a distance of 1. We have another distance between -2 and -1, which means that these two slots or spaces right here is a total distance of 2. We have another space between -1 and 0, which is which adds another distance of 1. So our total distance between -3 and 0 is 3, which means our absolute value of -3 is also 3. And this makes sense because if the absolute value is the distance between a number and 0, the distance between a number and 0 is the same as the distance between the negative version of the number and 0. And that's why these two numbers, 3 and minus 3, have the same absolute value. And now I've covered the meaning of absolute value. So now I'm going to show you a strategy for solving this type of problem. When a problem asks you to find the absolute value of 3, and 3 is in these bars right here, you can know that the absolute value is the number without any sign in front of it. It's just the digit part of the number. And 3, this 3 right here, is only a digit. It has no sign at all. So we don't even have a sign to ignore or to take off. So the absolute value of 3 is 3. When we have the absolute value of minus 3, we know the absolute value is just the digit part of the number. And the digit part of this number is 3. And we ignore the negative sign in front. And that means the absolute value of minus 3 is also 3. These two numbers of the digit part of 3 and minus 3 are both 3, which means the absolute value of both 3 and minus 3 is just 3. And I hope this video helps you to solve this kind of problem. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video.